Shalom Akim. Back for another video. This is Naaman with the DC Camp. First and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, Bahashim Rakokodash. Of course, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways, pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. All right, trying to wake up the remaining hopeful elect. Hey, things are heating up here with this border crisis here down in Texas. All right. You know the irony of this, of course. And, you know, like it says, nothing is new under the sun. That's Ecclesiastes 1:9. When you think of how this devil raped, robbed, and murdered, especially, you know, we're dealing with the same thing that we dealt with back in, you know, the first half of the 1800s. And then you got the Alamo, I believe it was 1836. I mean, still, you know, and guess who it revolves around? Our people. And then you fast forward another, 80 years. And then, you know, right in the midst of the First World War, you still, I think it was 1917, thereabouts, where you had, again, issues with the border. All right, them trying to, you know, it was these people's, you know, our Northern Kingdom brothers' land first. The History Channel did a thing, and I got it recorded somewhere, because I did a video on it a few years ago, about how they treated Issachar during the time of World War I. The things they did had them, because they considered them so dirty, had them clean themselves with kerosene, standing in like vats of kerosene, and there was at least one instance where one was lit on fire with, you know, Issachar right in it. I do remember that. Yeah, so this has been going on for a while. All right. So this is nothing new. But what we have here, oddly enough, can spark a civil war. That's why this is something, you know, along with what's going on overseas, in Western Asia, the so-called Middle East, you know, hey, this can literally, any moment, all right, because especially here with this racist ass America, all right, we're dealing with the same people, whether they call themselves Israelis, whether they're from any of the states here, all right, we're talking about the nation of Edom. That's who they are, all right. So you got all these states. Now what they're doing, they're not only coming in through the Texas, Mexico border, they're going out west. There's a video of, was it LA? Somewhere out there, some boat came up and guys just, you know, took off. So you know, this is, and like people have been saying, this is not immigration. This is an invasion. All right. But there's something else people are not outside of. We who, you know, study the scriptures and the Spirit is working with us. You got to understand. We're close to the end here, and judgment is about to happen. So there's a reason behind the reason that they're saying that things are going on. Remember, this is the Most High's. This is the Most High's game. All right. Again, judgment is about to happen. That's why there's so many people here in the world, and this devil is trying to, again, being he's a greedy ass, he's as the scriptures say, a covetous man. You know, there's nothing worse than a covetous man. That's Sirach or Ecclesiastes. Let me get it real quick. 10 and is it 9? We'll get it. Because, well, I might as well start at 8 because being that he's covetous, and is dishonest, well, I might as well start at 8, because that's why this is going to be taken from him. It's a rule, all right? This is Sirach, Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And we can't wait. All right. Why is earth and ashes proud is the question. All right. Why is a mortal man so proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. All right. Wants everything. All right. For such an one setteth his own soul to sale. And you can see that with your average Edomite out here. They can't stand to be in straits, to be considered amongst us, to dwell amongst us. You have to understand that is one of these tactics that these Edomites use too. They will sacrifice their own, all right, to accomplish what they need to do, whatever agenda they have. So you're going to see, especially now, you're going to see a whole lot more homeless Edomites, all right? But you got to remember, the aim, of course, is us. That's the goal. Anyway, why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. All right. So just to let you know, again, these people are the wicked. And at this point, I'm just, for our people that are out there marching up and down, constantly asking this piece of shit for some kind of justice, for, get this, reparations. Do you honestly think, after all what people have been through with this devil, when it was always within his power to give us some relief, you think, why do you think he's going to do it now? Wow. So let's go ahead and get to this video for time's sake. Anyway, it reads, just now, Texas Governor Abbott, ferocious attack on Biden. All right, let's go ahead.
Biden is not taking on Texas. Biden is taking on the United States of America.
The Constitution itself is the supreme law of the land.
The president is the one who has taken action to deal with this, while House Republicans do not.
If Joe Biden federalizes our National Guard, that would be the biggest political blunder. Half of America now is standing against the Biden administration. We are in imminent danger.
Here with more, Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Governor, first...
Something I had mentioned earlier. He would be an idiot to do that, considering you've got half, all right, of America's governors on this guy's side. Supposedly now sending their troops here. I don't know how that, that's just what I heard so far. But we know there's a massive, massive trucker convoy, all right, that's headed down that way. So yeah, as you can see, hold on, with these comments, people are on his side. Charge Biden for treason. Thanks for protecting Texas and Americans. It's sad that our own president does not care about American security. He should be impeached and forced to step down. Let's see, show more. Biden is only saying he's going to do something now because it's voting season. Too late, Brandon. Go back to sleep after eating your ice cream. Tar and feathers. See? Tar and feathers, damn.
First, I applaud your efforts. You've been on this show many times. You've tried convoys. You have done everything humanly possible. So your state, with its constitutional right, has put up the razor wire. They take you to court on that. And now they set up a confrontation between your National Guard and federal border troops. Now, I don't think either side of that equation wants to be enemies. They're all on the same side, aren't they?
They are, and as you pointed out, and as Border Patrol Council and Border Patrol members have made clear to Texas and to myself, they want to have nothing to do with regard to tearing down that razor wire or tearing down the barriers that Texas has erected for one simple reason, and that's because they are working. Border Patrol says that what Texas has done to secure the border actually makes their job even easier. The only resistance we're facing is coming from Joe Biden. Know this, Sean, and that is Joe Biden is in violation of federal law that already exists. For one, he is not living up to his duty to deny illegal entry across the border. Instead, he's aiding that illegal entry. The second thing is he's not, once people do cross the border, he is not detaining them as he's required by law. Instead, he's giving mass parole across the country. Because Joe Biden is not enforcing the federal immigration laws, that gives Texas the right, under that Article 1, Section 10.
But see, that's just the thing, people. He knows what he's doing. All right? The whole point of this is to try to do away with the Constitution and eventually the Bible, not necessarily in that order. All right? Because someone's pulling his strings. This is coming from above your president. I hope you people know that the president is not the end-all, be-all in all this. The bankers or the banksters run this world. All right? In case you didn't know. All right, this political bullshit is just something to, for the average person just to get caught up in like so many of our people do, unfortunately. Which is really sad considering the history of America here. But, hey, keep them fat, dumb, and stupid so they can't see what's really going on. They don't even consider. And in fact, we, about 3 weeks ago now, brought out about this Russian, I think he was a consultant to the Russian some kind of government agency there. But he made the comment about you can demoralize a person or people so much so that even if you present them with the truth, I'm talking about our people in particular, as we're out there on the highways and byways, we can all testify to this. You can demoralize the people so much. And think of all that we've been through here. And we've been, all these walls put up in front of us to the point where most of our people are just, fuck it, that you can present the truth to them. And at that point, they won't even care. Like again, as we see, there was a video with the elder Manataz Akbar down in South Carolina. This was summer before last. I believe it was 22. I'm pretty sure. And this Jake, I think he was with 2 or 3 others, came up to his camp down there, and the elder was trying to tell them, who they are, and, they're not, what the world tells them that they are, and this guy just, I think he looked at the sign for a little bit. And this was a few minutes, and then he just said, "I'm a nigger," and walked off. He and his buddies walked off. See, that's perfect example. Don't even give a shit. He's been, and again, who's behind these record, all this entertainment industry, as a matter of fact, and all this is for what? The prison industrial complex. All right. Because even though back in the day, our people were singing, what we refer to, especially compared to now, is beautiful music. They still were singing about adultery and, stuff like that. But this shit now lasts 30 years or so. Mind control like a mug. and look at, you don't even want to be around your own people. I think of Jeremiah 9th chapter. All right, and in fact, let's get that real quick and I'll come back to this. But this is the state of our people, and this is what Jeremiah said. Let's see. Jeremiah 9, I'll start at the top. It says, "Oh, that my head were waters, and mine eyes and fountains of tears, that I might weep day and night for the slain of the daughter of my people. Oh, that I had in the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men, that I might leave my people and go from them. For they be all adulterers, an assembly of treacherous men, and they bend their tongues like their bow for lies, but they are not valiant for the truth upon the earth, for they proceed from evil to evil, and they know not me, saith the Most High Yahweh." That's our people. And these devils, they have enjoyed doing this to our people. That's why it's so beautiful that what's happening now and them being exposed for the sick maggot pedophile and whatever, just degenerate pieces of shit that they really are. All right. In other words, they can't hide it anymore. All right. So let's get back to this. Again, you see here on the comments, all these people, 1,000% behind Abbott. It's time to throw Obama, Biden, Hillary, Pelosi, Schumer, Schiff, Nadler, Ray, Garland, Mayorkas, all in prison for life. All right. There you go. We keep bringing up like Mark 3rd chapter, if a nation be divided. I'll get that after this. Let's go back to the video.
10 of the Constitution to defend ourselves from imminent harm or from an invasion. So Texas has every constitutional right in this case, and I believe when the sun sets on this, Texas will be vindicated and the Constitution will be strengthened.
Joe Biden has been aiding and abetting in the law breaking. Joe Biden, I'd even go further. He is violating the laws of this country. He is violating his oath to uphold our Constitution. I can put up on the screen, Title 8 USC 1324. It prohibits alien smuggling, domestic transportation. It goes into, every harboring illegal immigrants, encouraging or inducing, conspiracy, aiding and abetting.
Well, fair point, but also you're making another profound point. You listen to all those different ways that the Biden administration has these duties.
Because as we talked about months ago in the camp, someone's orchestrating this shit. I mean, these people are coming up here, and from what I'm hearing, in Chicago, I mean, they're just indignant up there. They just, talking to Chicago residents, you're not getting any more money, you're lazy, talking about Jake, Southern Kingdom, and it's like, hey, New York is having their issues. I mean, this is just planned chaos. All these people up here, a lot of them are, especially the men, military age, what you would consider. Yeah, there's more to this.
And responsibilities, because they're not just doing that job poorly, but because they have totally abandoned doing that job whatsoever. That is exactly what gives Texas our constitutional right for Texas to be able to act. So by Texas building the barriers that we have, by us taking the action to repel illegal immigration, we're fully authorized because the federal government has ceded or conceded the field of immigration enforcement, and Texas has picked up that duty, and we're the ones in self-enforcement. And let me tell you this amazing number, Sean. If you know where that park is, where Texas now has taken over and we blockaded that park, that is an area where sometimes over the past year, there would be as many as 2 or 3 or more than that 1,000 people coming across the border a day. Yesterday, there were just 6 people crossing the border. All 6 of those people were arrested by Texas law enforcement officers. We have now cracked down and been able to staunch the flow of illegal immigration. Biden should want this replicated across the entire border. That's what Texas is trying to do as we speak.
I gotta say one good thing. Your fellow Republican governors have been pretty amazing. They've all come to your defense, every one of them. And they're offering guard troops, they are offering razor wire, they're offering all the help. They understand that you're bearing the brunt of this, but they also understand that their states are also impacted by Joe Biden's open borders. And these people are unvetted, as I keep pointing out. And now Joe Biden's being encouraged to federalize your National Guard, your state guard. What happens if he tries that? What if that happens?
If he tries to do that, well, first of all, as you know, this is the number one issue in America. Americans want a secure border. If Joe Biden federalizes our National Guard, that would be the biggest political blunder that he could make. And that's why I think he will not do it. That said, of course, I am prepared in the event that they do make such a blunder to make sure that Texas will be able to continue to secure our border.
You've heard from these former retired FBI, people in the upper echelon of the FBI warning that this is an invasion, warning that a lot of these people are, men that are of age that they could wage war on the country. Yeah. What are the odds that from these countries that they're coming from that?
Well, so Sean, what you just said taps into the words in Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3, where it talks about imminent danger. We are in imminent danger because, as you rightfully point out, these are facts. And that is, there are people who are known terrorists who are coming across the border that pose an imminent danger, whether it be in Texas or some other state. Because Biden is not doing his job, that fully authorizes the state of Texas to protect our state and our country from that imminent danger.
Yeah. Governor, I applaud what you're doing. It's unfair that Texas has to go through this. I am glad that your fellow Republican governors have all stepped up and they're offering you assistance in any way they can. That speaks volumes about them. I hope the United States
Sean,
Senate
if
Republicans...
I could, let me say thank you to my fellow governors. Half of America now is standing against the Biden administration, also more than a majority of all the attorneys general across the country. Biden is not taking on Texas. Biden is taking on the United States of America.
You've done a great job, Governor, under very difficult circumstances, and everybody's pulling for you down there. Hang in there.
Thanks, Green. First, a whole high school in New York is having remote classes today because the building was needed to house people who came into this country illegally. So,
did you hear that? They put kids out of school to house. Oh my! Telling you what they think about you people that put so much faith, all right, in this system. That's why I'm laughing.
So what is the president's priority in this case? Is it the migrants or is it the students?
So let me just clear this up a little bit. So yesterday, New York City informed us that as a precaution, they would temporarily relocate migrants staying at Floyd Bennett Field to a nearby high school. As of this morning, all migrants have returned to the facility at Floyd Bennett Field. And so anything specific as to the program and what decided to do and all of the specifics to that, I would certainly refer you to New York City for any additional questions.
But if a working parent had to call out to stay home with their kid today, isn't this Biden immigration policy literally taking money out of people's pockets?
Let me just say, I'm going to actually go back to your first question for a second because I think I do need to address that, which is, when it comes to education, migrants, the economy, the president deals with multiple issues all at once. That is his job. There are multiple things happening all at once. And as it relates to this particular question that you're asking me about in New York City, that is something that New York City needs to answers to. That is a process that they took, so they have to answer to that. And as it relates to migrants and what's happening at the border, look, the president has taken this issue very seriously by making sure that on his first day, which is almost 3 years, it'll be a couple weeks, it'll be 3 years ago that he put forward a comprehensive immigration legislation to deal with what's happening with the immigration process, obviously, and also the border. And this is an issue that's been going on for decades. The system has been broken for decades. And the president is the one who has taken action to deal with this, while House Republicans do not. They get in the way.
And Hunter Biden on Capitol Hill today.
Boy, here we go.
How big of a headache is that for you?
Hunter Biden is a private citizen. He is not a member of the White House, as you know, and I just don't have anything else to share.
But the last time he was on the Hill, he said the president was certainly familiar with what his son was going to say.
I did say that, and what I'm saying today.
That President Biden does not help him with his business deals, but he does help him skirt congressional subpoenas.
Oh boy. What can you say at this point? You know, this is being orchestrated, and to some extent, I think they lost control. At the expense, of course, of the American people. And you all, you know, this guy, he does, you know, he says 700,000 trucks will take part in border convoy. Ooh. You know, but yeah, for this, this is the end. Let me get those scriptures that I had, because we want to get them. We don't just want to, well, you know, say them in passing. We want to actually get them and read them. This is Mark 3:24. It says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And that kingdom, of course, is Strong's G 932. Basileia. All right. Royalty. Rule. All right. A realm. All right. So let's get that in the, all right, in the Apocrypha. That's going to, whoops, wrong one, hold on, second, that was 13 and 31. It says, and one shall undertake to fight against another. Remember, they have this movie coming out, Civil War, right? Here in America, that's, hey, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. All right. So this is what's headed our way, and a lot sooner. Whoops, how did that happen? A lot sooner than you think. This is Isaiah 19:4. And the Egyptians, all right, an oracle concerning Egypt, and this is modern Egypt, all right. Just a Greek word that means bondage. That's our house of bondage, all right? And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, all right? Oops, I went too far. And I will set the Egyptians, Salaki for that, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother. Sound like the American Civil War. Brother against brother. You know, total division. And everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. There we go with that kingdom again. All right. And let's see. Strong's H 4467. All right. Mamlaka. All right. Dominion, that is, abstractly, the estate, rule, or the country. Realm, kingdom, king's reign, royal, all right? Yeah. So, all these people that, you know, you Jakes are still believe in America and think this was something that was supposed to be everlasting, you're in for a rude awakening. We've been telling you this. And again, All right, it's good that these things are happening because people are going to find out that, hey, we're not just out there on the highways and byways, you know, bumping our gums. Hey, so with that, until the next video, once again, continue in your prayers because that is very, very important, especially with the times that we're coming into. All right, so with that, until the next video, Shalom.